Today, we delve into one of the most infamous cases of child abuse and murder in American history, the case of Lisa Steinberg. Born to an unwed teenage mother, Lisa was adopted by New York City criminal defense lawyer Joel Steinberg and his live-in girlfriend, Hedda Nussbaum, in dubious circumstances. On November 1st, 1987, Lisa was found unconscious and suffering from blunt head trauma and tragically died a few days later. The trial that followed received significant media attention due to its televised gavel-to-gavel coverage and for its revelations of the squalid and abusive living conditions of Lisa and her sibling in the Steinberg-Nussbaum apartment. Joel Steinberg was born in 1941 in New York City and went on to study at Dartmouth College before graduating from New York Law School in 1966. He became a criminal defense lawyer, representing high-profile clients, including members of the mafia. He was known for his drug use and partying lifestyle, which sometimes interfered with his legal practice. Despite this, he continued to practice law and became involved in a number of controversial cases. Hedda Nussbaum was born in 1942 in the United States and started her career as an editor and author of children's books at Random House Publishers. In 1975, Nussbaum met Joel Steinberg, and they began living together in a brownstone apartment in New York City's Greenwich Village the following year. In 1981, under dubious legal circumstances, Nussbaum and Steinberg took custody of a 2-year-old girl they named Lisa. The girl's birth mother, Michelle Launders, was an unwed teenage mother who had paid Steinberg a $500 legal fee to place the child with a Roman Catholic family. Both Steinberg and Nussbaum were Jewish. Under similar circumstances, Nussbaum and Steinberg later took in a toddler they named Mitchell. Nussbaum and Steinberg never legally adopted either child. On November 1st, 1987, Joel Steinberg and Hedda Nussbaum were at home in their one-bedroom apartment in Greenwich Village with their 2 adopted children, Lisa and Mitchell. While Nussbaum was in the kitchen with Lisa, Steinberg was dressing for his dinner appointment with a friend. Lisa went into the bedroom to ask Steinberg to take her with him. Moments later, Steinberg carried Lisa's limp body out to Nussbaum, who was in the bathroom, and they laid the child on the bathroom floor. Lisa was unconscious, having experienced blunt head trauma, and her breathing was raspy. While Nussbaum attempted to revive Lisa, Steinberg continued dressing. Steinberg promised to awaken the child upon his return and then left for dinner. Nussbaum did not seek medical care for Lisa because she believed Steinberg had supernatural healing powers, and calling for assistance would be considered a sign of disloyalty. Steinberg returned about 3 hours later, retrieved a file relating to his oil well investments, and left again. When he came back a few minutes later, Nussbaum urged him to revive the still unconscious child, but Steinberg declined. Finally, at 4 a.m., after Nussbaum's repeated urgings, Steinberg carried Lisa from the bathroom floor to the bedroom, where her breathing seemed better. Steinberg rested his arm on Lisa and continued talking to Nussbaum. At 6 a.m., when Nussbaum left the room, Steinberg called out that Lisa had stopped breathing. Steinberg initially rejected Nussbaum's offer to call 911, but finally agreed when his attempts to resuscitate the child failed. When officers and technicians arrived at the Greenwich Village apartment, they found an infant boy, Mitchell, tethered to a chair, covered with dirt and soaking in his own urine. Blood was spattered on the walls and on the single mattress the family apparently shared. On the kitchen floor lay a naked 6-year-old girl. Lisa was rushed to the hospital, where doctors determined that she was brain dead. Life support was discontinued on November 5th. Steinberg initially told doctors that Lisa had gone to bed complaining of a stomachache and had vomited during the night. But when he checked on her around 6 a.m., he discovered her breathing was coarse. However, an autopsy report revealed that Lisa had suffered multiple blunt trauma injuries to her head, which led to her death. In court, Lisa's birth mother, Michelle Launders, revealed that her family had paid Steinberg $500 to find a home for the infant girl. When Steinberg was unsuccessful in his attempt to place the child for a $50,000 fee with another family, he apparently decided to keep her. A search of the Steinberg apartment turned up $25,000 in cash, as well as large quantities of cocaine, marijuana, hashish, and at least 20 crack pipes, police said. Hedda Nussbaum, Steinberg's live-in girlfriend and Lisa's primary caregiver, made the 911 call. She was hospitalized with 9 fractured ribs, a fractured jaw, a broken nose, bruises, cigarette burns on her body, and a right leg infected with gangrene. The trial received significant media attention, in part due to it being the first legal case to be televised gavel to gavel. Both Joel Steinberg and Hedda Nussbaum were initially charged with Lisa's murder. However, charges were later dropped against Nussbaum, who testified against Steinberg in court. Medical examination revealed that Nussbaum was anemic, malnourished, and suffering from broken bones and chronic infections, and authorities determined that she was physically incapable of seriously wounding Lisa. Nussbaum's testimony against Steinberg attracted significant media attention due to the obvious physical trauma on her face, and she alleged that Lisa had been sexually abused by people outside of her immediate family. Medical experts testified that Lisa would have likely survived if given prompt medical treatment, but Nussbaum was alone with her daughter for over 10 hours without seeking medical attention. Steinberg's defense argued that Nussbaum's injuries resulted from a consensual sadomasochistic relationship between the two, while her attorneys claimed that her decision to stay with Steinberg despite being a victim of domestic violence was a sign of battered woman syndrome. Steinberg was convicted of first-degree manslaughter and received a sentence of 8 to 25 years in state prison. In November 1987, Nicole Smigul, the 18-year-old birth mother of Mitchell Steinberg, successfully petitioned for custody of the baby. After first contesting the petition, Hedda Nussbaum submitted a handwritten letter to court records relinquishing custody of the boy. In the years following Lisa's death, Nussbaum worked to rebuild her life and had numerous reconstructive plastic surgeries. She also co-facilitated a support group for battered women for about 8 years and later worked as a paralegal for an organization that assists battered women. Joel Steinberg was released on parole on June 30, 2004, after being incarcerated for nearly 17 years for the manslaughter of his 6-year-old adopted daughter, Lisa. Steinberg was released under New York State's Good Time Law, which mandates the release of well-behaved inmates who have served 2/3 or more of their maximum sentence. Joel Steinberg was released on parole on June 30, 2004, after being incarcerated for nearly 17 years for the manslaughter of his 6-year-old adopted daughter, Lisa. Steinberg was released under New York State's Good Time Law, which mandates the release of well-behaved inmates who have served 2/3 or more of their maximum sentence. Steinberg had spent most of his imprisonment in the Southport Correctional Facility. Following his release, he moved to Harlem and began working in the construction industry. As of 2006, he continued to maintain his innocence. What did you think about Hedda Nussbaum's role in Lisa Steinberg's death? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. Also, consider giving this video a like if you liked it. That really helps with the algorithm. Additionally, consider subscribing to the channel for more true crime. Till next time, signing off. This has been Christina.